Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTubers. This is Jerry Diamond with How to Get Out of Babylon. And it should be obvious from anybody listen to me for any length of time that a huge part of the ability to get out of Babylon is to follow the scriptures. And I really like the fact that Brother Shannon and I have started reading Proverbs. Some of them I'll do with him. He's busy today, so I'm going to go ahead and do chapter 3 and then chapter 5 as playing catch up. Or maybe I'll do 7, yeah, since today is the 7th. So, and then we'll just catch up as time allows. I have a limited amount of time right now. I spent a couple hours, actually, I had a really good call, about an hour call with the producer of Beyond Off Grid, Sean Town, Salpeck Town, and we talked about his novel book, Communism to Christ, and then we talked about working with Michael Bunker, who was like the instigator, the motivation, the inspiration, I guess I would say, for the Beyond Off Grid documentary. And of course, he's a big part of the thought and background featured in that documentary. I've said before, I was like the Johnny come lately. He'd interviewed everybody before winter, and he didn't interview me until spring of 2014. So, anyway, our attempt to live free, I believe, must be based on Scripture. And one of the other things I want to do is, in reading, is to get a copy of a book called Fair Sunshine. If anyone can come up with a copy of that, you can get it online. Well, you order it online. I have not found a read-free online version yet, so I would like to do that, but that way you could follow along with me. But it's a book about the character sketches of the Scottish Covenanters, and the reason I've always been just enthralled and fascinated with them. Teddy Roosevelt said that if it weren't for them, America wouldn't exist, something to that effect. So they kept the torch of liberty alive and stood up to incredible persecutions, and it would strengthen our hearts and thoughts to, hear about them. So I want to do that. All right, Proverbs 3. My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. There's a promise. You want to live long, you want to have length of days, and you want to have peace, keep his commandments. Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck, write them upon the table of thine heart. His directives should be in our heart, and they should direct everything that we do. I've lived by biblical principle since I became a believer in 1973. It doesn't necessarily mean there's applications of Scripture, so that go beyond just the written word. When you're faced with a situation, how would you like to be treated? Would you want to be thrown out in the street? Would you want to be pushed to the point of depression where you just want to leave this world? Probably not. So don't treat other people like that. Verse 4, so shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of Elohim, God and man. Trust in Yahweh with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. That's one of the first scriptures that I memorized as a very young believer, and it's very powerful. Don't lean on your own understanding. Don't try to figure things out all by yourself. Trust in him. Trust in God. Trust in the Lord. Trust in Yahweh with all thine heart. As you go through life, acknowledge him. Okay, he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thine own eyes. You think you're smart, you think you're wise. No. Don't be wise. Don't think that you're wise. Don't, be proud. Fear Yahweh and depart from evil. It shall be health to thy navel and marrow to thy bones. What does that mean? You'll be healthier. Long life, length of days. Honor Yahweh with thy substance and with the first fruits of all thine increase. So shall thy barns be filled with plenty, and thy presses shall burst out with new wine. My son, despise not the chastening of Yahweh, neither be weary of his correction, for whom Yahweh loveth he correcteth, even as a father the son in whom he delighteth. Okay, that's saying, if you're doing something and it isn't right, you may find that your life is not going to go well, that something may happen that's not a blessing to you. Roll with it. Deal with the truth of what's happening, and that is that you're being chastened. And I'm looking at myself. I've done things that were not biblically. I have missed following biblical principle now and again, and you pay a price. You can recover. You can ask for forgiveness, and you go on. Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding. Again, wisdom and understanding. We saw that in another proverb. And I read the definitions of that from the Hebrew, so I'm not going to redo that. For the merchandise of what? Wisdom and understanding. The merchandise of wisdom is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold. She, wisdom, is more precious than rubies, and all the things thou canst desire are not to be compared unto her. Length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand riches and honor. So, live long and prosper. You have the promise here, or the indication, that you will live longer if you are wise and learn wisdom, and that you can also have riches and honor. Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to them that lay hold upon her, and happy is everyone that retaineth her. Yahweh by wisdom hath founded the earth, and by understanding hath he established the heavens. By his knowledge the depths are broken up, and the clouds drop down the dew. My son, let not them depart from thine eyes. Keep sound wisdom and discretion. So shall they be life unto thy soul, and grace to thy neck. Then shalt thou walk in thy way safely, and thy foot shall not stumble. When thou liest down, thou shalt not be afraid. Yea, thou shalt lie down, and thy sleep shall be sweet. Be not afraid of sudden fear, neither the desolation of the wicked when it cometh. For Yahweh shall be thy confidence, and shall keep thy foot from being taken. There's a good verse for a lot of the things that are going on today in the world. People are so afraid of things. The Father's the one that's in control. He is the one that is behind even the very highest level of evil men. He's allowing them to do his will. That's my viewpoint. And if you don't believe that, then you're going to be concerned. And it says that men's hearts shall fail them for fear. Well, don't be afraid. Fear him from whom life comes, and don't fear him that can just kill your body. Fear the Most High, because he is capable of taking your soul as well. Yahweh shall be thy confidence, and shall keep thy foot from being taken. Withhold not good from them to whom it is due, when it is in the power of thine hand to do it. Say not unto thy neighbor, Go and come again, and tomorrow I will give, when thou hast it by thee. My friend Bill says, you can't never go wrong by doing what's right. Real simple. And that's exactly what verse 27 says. Withhold not good from them to whom it is due, when it is in the power of thine hand to do it. Number 29, devise not evil against thy neighbor, seeing he dwelleth securely by thee. Strive not with a man without cause, if he have done thee no harm. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Don't be like your enemy. Don't be an oppressor, even though you rant against the oppressors. For the froward is abomination to Yahweh, but his secret is with the righteous. The curse of Yahweh is in the house of the wicked, but he blesseth the habitation of the just. Surely he scorneth the scorners, but he giveth grace unto the lowly. The wise shall inherit glory, but shame shall be the promotion of fools. So, he scorneth the scorners, but giveth grace unto the lowly. If you think you're high and mighty, if you think you're powerful, if you think you're wise, if you think that you are, great in some way, shape, or form, whether you think you're a great fighter or you're a great, theologian or you're a great whatever, he gives grace to the lowly. All right. The wise shall inherit glory, but shame shall be the promotion of fools. All right. This is Jerry Diamond. If you're listening to this, you are the remnant.